our presentation for today. So we are so glad that you could join us for today.
First thing first, we will introduce ourselves. We are from Group 1. My name is Morin Ramadhania Nursanti. My student ID number is 071.
My name is Della Angelica. My student ID number is 097.
And my name is Nandita Rizky Abadi. My student ID number is 093. Alright, in this video, we would like to explain about aspect of word. Don't forget to take note. We'll also have a Q&A session at the end. Without any further ado, let's get started. Before we started to talk about the aspects, I would like to tell you a little bit about morphology. What is morphology? Morphology is the study of morphemes and their different forms, allomorphs, and the way they combine in word formation. And then, what is word? Word is the smallest linguistic unit which can occur on its own in speech or writing. There are 7 aspects of word: spelling, pronunciation, syllabification, word class or part of speech or lexical category, meaning, subcategorization, and the last is etymology. Let me explain the first aspect, spelling. Spelling is the proper way of forming a word from letters. By using standardized spelling, we can easily recognize words that we read and mitigate any potential misunderstandings that might occur between words. For example, the word apple, the spelling is A-P-P-L-E, and the word happy, the spelling is H-A-P-P-Y, and then the word water, the spelling is W-A-T-E-R. Second is pronunciation. Pronunciation is the way a certain sound or sounds are produced, unlike articulation, which refers to the actual production of speech sounds in the mouth. Pronunciation stresses more the way sounds are perceived by the hearer. For example, the way we pronounce the word apple, the word apple should be pronounced with the following sequence of sounds: A, and I. And then the word happy, hap sounds like the word hat, but with a P at the end instead of a T. The second syllable E sounds like the letter E. Put together, it sounds like happy. Next, the word water in American English is often pronounced as water. The T can sound more like a soft D. The third one is syllabification. Syllabification is how we split words into smaller sounds called syllables. Syllabification in morphology refers to how words are divided into syllables, which are the basic units of sound. For example, locomotive. Locomotive. 4 syllables. Sensible. Sensible. 3 syllables. And terminology. Terminology. 5 syllables. Let's break it down to another example using an easy word banana. 1. Identify the vowels. First, find the vowels in the word in banana. The vowels are A, and A. 2. Group around vowels. First, each vowel forms the core of a syllable. Group the consonants around these vowels to form the syllables. For banana, we group the letters as follows: ba, first vowel A with preceding B; na, second vowel A with preceding N; and na, third vowel A with preceding N. 3. Divide the word into syllables. The word banana is divided into 3 syllables. Banana. Next, the syllabification of the spelling of a word can differ from the syllabification of its pronunciation. For example, the word stylistics, the syllabification is style, is takes, and the pronunciation is stylistic. The first syllables of the spelling is style, but the first syllable of the pronunciation is sty. Another example is the word camera. Based on spelling, camera could be divided as camera. In pronunciation syllabification, many people pronounce it as camera. The middle syllable me is often condensed, resulting in a two-syllable pronunciation.
The fourth one is word class. In morphology, word class, also known as a part of speech or lexical category, refers to the categories that words are grouped into based on their function in a sentence. Each word in a language belongs to a specific word class, and these classes determine how the word can be used. Let's explore some common word classes using easy words. 1. Noun. A noun is a word that names a person, place, thing, or idea. Example, cat, horse, table, and bed. In sentence, the cat is sleeping. 2. Verb. A verb is a word that describes an action, occurrence, or state of being. Example, run, sleep, drink, and walk. In sentence, they run every morning. 3. Adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a feeling or modifies a noun. Example, happy, angry, funny. In sentence, she is a happy child. 4. Adverb. An adverb is a word that modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb, often describing how, when, where, or to what extent something happens. Example, quickly. Quickly is an adverb because it describes how an action is performed. In sentence, he ran quickly to catch the bus. 5. Pronoun. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Example, she. She is a pronoun because it replaces the noun that refers to a female person. In sentence, she is my best friend. 6. Preposition. A preposition is a word that shows the relationships between a noun or pronoun and other words in a sentence. Example, on. On is a preposition because it shows the relationship between the book and the table. In sentence, the book is on the table. 7. Conjunction. A conjunction is a word that connects word phrases or clauses. Example, and. And is a conjunction because it connects two ideas. In sentence, I have a cat and a dog. 8. Interjection. Interjection is a word or phrase that expresses strong emotion or a sudden feeling. Example, wow. Wow is an interjection because it expresses surprise. In sentence, wow, that's amazing. 9. Articles. Articles are small words that come before nouns to show whether we are talking about something specific or something more general. Examples, a, an, and the. A or an is used for something general. Example, a dog or any dog. And the is used for something specific. Example, the dog or a specific dog you'd have in mind. 10. Numerals. Numerals are words that represent number or the order of things. Example, cardinal number, like 1, 2, 3. These tell you how many. Example, I have 2 apples. Ordinal numbers, like first, second, third. These tell you the position or order. Example, she finished first in the race. 11. Quantifiers. Quantifiers are words that give information about the amount or a quantity of something, but not an exact number. Example, like some, many, few, a lot of. Some can be used when you don't know the exact number. Example, I have some candies. Many is used for a large number. Example, there are many people at the room. Next, the fifth one is meaning. Meaning in morphology refers to how the structure of words or morphemes contributes to their interpretations. In linguistics, meaning is about what words and sentences are trying to say or what they represent. It's how we understand the messages people send when they talk or write. Semantics is the study of meaning in language. Semantics is all about figuring out what words mean and how those meanings combine to form the meaning of a sentence. For examples, go. Go is to travel or move to another place. Next, the meaning of angry. Angry is having a strong feeling against someone who has behaved badly, making you want to shout out them or hurt them. And then, the meaning of watermelon. A large, round, or oval shaped fruit with dark green skin, sweet pink flesh, and a lot of black seeds.
7. Subcategorization. What is subcategorization? Subcategorization is a linguistic concept that describes how different types of words, especially verbs and adjectives, fit together with other words or phrases to form grammatically correct sentences. Each word has specific requirements for what kinds of additional information it needs to complete the meaning in a sentence. Understanding these requirements helps us construct sentences that make sense and convey the intended meaning. Here are some examples and explanations. 1. Love. Example sentence: I love the girl. Explanation: the verb love is what's called a transitive verb, meaning it needs an object to complete its meaning. In this case, the object is the girl, which is a noun phrase. Simply saying I love doesn't provide enough information because the listener doesn't know what or whom is being loved. Therefore, the full sentence I love the girl gives a complete thought by specifying the object of affection. 2. Put. Example sentence: I will put the book on the table. Explanation: the verb put is more complex than love because it requires both a noun phrase and a prepositional phrase to fully convey its meaning. Here, the book is the noun phrase or the object being placed, and on the table is the prepositional phrase or where the book is being placed. Simply saying I put is incomplete and doesn't specify what is being put or where. The full sentence I put the book on the table completes the thought by providing all necessary details. 3. Afraid. Example sentences: I am afraid of dogs, or I am afraid that she cannot come. Explanation: the adjective afraid can be used in different ways depending on what you want to express. It can be followed by a prepositional phrase like afraid of dogs, which indicates what you are afraid of. Alternatively, it can be followed by a clause, such as afraid that she cannot come, to express a specific concern or situation. This flexibility shows that the adjective afraid needs different structures depending on context to complete the meaning of the sentence. Different words require different types of additional information to be used correctly in sentences. 8. Etymology. What is etymology? Etymology is the study of the origin and historical development of words. It examines how words have changed in form and meaning over time. Here are some examples and explanations. 1. Word fish. Explanation: in contemporary English, fish refers to aquatic animals. In Old English, the word was spelled fish, but it referred to the same concept. This example shows that while the spelling of the word has changed over centuries, its fundamental meaning has remained consistent. This illustrates how the core meaning of some words stays the same even as their forms evolve. 2. Word meat. Explanation: today, meat specifically means the flesh of animals used for food. However, in Old English, the word meat had a broader meaning and referred to food in general, not just animal flesh. Over time, the word meat narrowed in meaning from a general term for food to a specific term for animal flesh. This demonstrates how words can shift from having a general meaning to a more specific one as language evolves. To sum up, subcategorization is crucial for understanding how different words require specific structures to form complete and accurate sentences. Etymology, on the other hand, helps us explore the history and evolution of words and their meanings. Both concepts are essential for a deeper understanding of language, how functions in constructing sentences, and how it has developed through history.
Alright everyone, I think we could close our presentation for today.
So, by understanding this aspect, we could better grasp how words are built and how they function in language. Thank you for your attention and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.